They ruled the most powerful kingdom on earth. They commanded armies, built monuments that defied time, and claimed to be gods among men. But some of Egypt's greatest pharaohs were wiped from history, deliberately erased by their successors. Why? Was it betrayal, heresy, or a threat too dangerous to remember? Welcome to Ancient Echoes. Today, we uncover the pharaohs who were erased from history and why. In ancient Egypt, your name wasn't just your identity, it was your soul. To erase someone's name, image, or legacy was not just punishment, it was spiritual annihilation. This practice is known as Damnatio Memoriae, condemnation of memory. And this wasn't just personal revenge, it was political warfare. Pharaohs ordered the destruction of their predecessors' monuments, defaced intricate carvings, smashed towering statues, and even banned their names from being spoken. The goal? To make them vanish, not just from the records, but from existence itself. But who earned such a terrible fate? Let's meet three rulers whose reigns were literally chiseled out of history. First up, Hatshepsut. She was one of Egypt's most successful rulers, period. She reigned for over 20 years during the 15th century BCE, expanding trade routes, commissioning grand temples, and bringing an era of peace and prosperity. So, why was she erased? Well, Hatshepsut was a woman in a man's world. To legitimize her rule, she adopted male titles, wore a false beard, and was depicted in official art as a traditional king. After her death, her stepson and successor, Thutmose III, launched a massive campaign to obliterate her memory. Statues were smashed to pieces. Her name was brutally hacked from obelisks. Wall reliefs showing her were covered with plaster or replaced with images of Thutmose himself. Was it misogyny, simple resentment, or a calculated move to restore traditional male rule? Historians still debate it, but one thing is clear. Despite the widespread erasure, Hatshepsut's legacy survived. Her magnificent temple still stands, and modern archaeology has triumphantly restored her place in history. She may have been erased, but she was never truly forgotten. Next, Akhenaten. Was he a revolutionary or a madman? Around 1350 BCE, he shattered centuries of religious tradition. He abandoned Egypt's entire pantheon of gods, especially the powerful Amun, and declared the sun disk, Aten, as the one true god. This was essentially Egypt's first experiment with monotheism. He moved the capital to a new city, Akhenaten, which is modern-day Amarna, and rewrote the rules of religious art, creating a bizarre, almost surreal style. Elongated faces, exaggerated features, unlike anything seen before or since. But when Akhenaten died, his revolution collapsed almost overnight. His son, Tutankhamun, yes, that Tut, was raised to reverse everything his father had done. Temples to Aten were destroyed. The old gods were restored to their former glory, and Akhenaten's name was cursed. His monuments were dismantled. His cartouche was erased. Later kings referred to him only as the enemy or the criminal of Akhenaten. For centuries, Akhenaten was just a ghost in history, until archaeologists rediscovered his lost city in the 19th century. Now, he's seen as a visionary or a tyrant who dared to change everything, and for that, he had to disappear. Not all erased pharaohs made such big headlines. Some are barely more than names whispered in the dust. Take Smenkhkare, for example, possibly Akhenaten's co-regent, or even his brother. His reign was incredibly short, and his records are scarce. After Akhenaten's fall from grace, Smenkhkare was buried in obscurity. His tomb was reused, his name lost to time. Then there's Queen Tusret, the very last ruler of the 19th dynasty, a rare female pharaoh who held power briefly before chaos engulfed Egypt. Her monuments were repurposed, her name scratched out. Even Seti II's rival, a pharaoh named Amenmesse, tried to erase him from history, only to be erased himself a short time later. These figures weren't just forgotten. They were actively unmade, their legacies becoming victims of shifting power, dynastic struggles, and the ruthless rewriting of history. So why erase a pharaoh? Sometimes it was about religion, like Akhenaten's dangerous new faith. Other times, it was purely political. Hatshepsut's gender threatened the established order. And often, it was about securing legitimacy. New rulers needed to prove they weren't usurpers. So, they painted their predecessors as illegitimate, evil, or simply unworthy of remembrance. But here is the irony. Every hammer blow meant to erase these rulers only drew more attention to their absence. The very act of trying to destroy their memory preserved the mystery surrounding them. And thanks to archaeology, photography, and modern scholarship, we've resurrected them. Their names live again. History isn't just what's written, it's what survives. And sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones someone didn't want you to hear. If you enjoyed this journey into Egypt's hidden past, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Which erased pharaoh fascinates you the most? Until next time, keep questioning the past.